GTC, stand up. We're in the building, y'all. Today, I want to get into, was that play or was that hit by Mika Fitzpatrick a dirty play? What say you? I believe that hit was actually a football move. Certain people feel like it was a dirty play. He went low, but Nick Chubb's the kind of runner that you can't arm tackle. You can't arm tackle Nick Chubb. He gonna break that, man. You can't arm tackle Nick Chubb. You're gonna have to hit him. You're gonna have to get lower than Nick Chubb and hit him low, man, to get him off his feet, man. Otherwise, he's gonna run through all those arm tackles, man. It ain't gonna be good, okay? He's gonna do exactly what he did last night to the Steelers and every other team that tries to play him when they try to arm tackle Nick Chubb. It doesn't work, okay? It just doesn't work. You're gonna have to go low and get Nick Chubb. Now, I'm not in agreement that it was the best move, but when you're in the heat of the moment and you running in there to tackle somebody and you going down at their legs, you're not saying, okay, I'm gonna go in and just blow this guy's kneecaps out. You know what I'm saying? That's not something no player is looking to do to another player for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The NFL ain't really that bad to where players are really just sitting up here trying to hurt the next guy. You know what I mean? Like I said, you got some people who saying that it's that it was a dirty play. You got other people saying it was just a regular football play. I feel like it was just another football play. Unfortunately for Nick Chubb, he got hit, he got hurt. Nobody wants to see that part of the game, but it is unfortunately, according to reports and rumors, they saying it's the same knee that he injured in 2015 when he was in college at Georgia. And if it is the same thing, then it was an MCL, an LCL, and a PCL, which means, his ligament damage is very severe. Nick Chubb is 27 years old. Could this be a career ender? I mean, running back shelf life in the NFL is about 30 years. 30 years old. 30 years old is your shelf life. You don't really go beyond that unless your name is AP. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to AP. That boy's a beast. But for the most part, you don't really last that long in the NFL, man. So, like, he's 27. He got to come back. That's a whole nother year that he's out. You know what I mean? Jeez, man. I mean, that's a rough play. It's a rough sport, and things happen. You know what I mean? When you look at dirty hits, was that hit that Gunnar Olszewski took in the game where he got injured and they maybe gave him a concussion? He was holding his chest. Was that a dirty play? That's a part of the game. You're going to get some big hits, Back to what I was saying, it was a lot of hits that could be questionable over the weekend that happened. I mean, even in that Travis Hunter hit, that was questionable. The kid didn't have to hit him. He didn't have to do that. It was a lot of things that happened in the football game that, you can't stop your force. When you're running downhill and you're trying to go blow somebody up, it doesn't work as simple as put on the brakes. No, it don't work it doesn't work that way. So when you're going down there, sometimes you can avoid players, but for the most part, when you already locked in and you loaded and you headed that way, you got that tunnel vision, your object and your target is to put that hammer on him, okay? You want to put the stamp on his ass. That's what you want to do, okay? And that's what these kids are doing. That's what these NFL players are getting paid to do, okay? Now, obviously, it's not something we want to see. As a football fan, none of us want to see none of our favorite players or, players on our favorite teams get hurt. Nobody wants to see that, it's been a great outcry for, for Nick Chubb all over the internet, social media. LeBron posted on it, prayers out to Nick Chubb. It's a couple guys that, sent out some replies to Nick Chubb, including, Patrick Mahomes. He said some things, he said some things out there as well on Twitter and things of that nature. But like I said, for the most part, it's a lot of plays in the NFL where players get hurt, and could it have been avoided? Some, yes. but not always does it work that way where you can avoid, players getting hurt. If you go back over time, when Tom Brady got hurt, they made the new rule because Pollard hit him low below the knees and blew out his knee, blew him out. Okay, was that a dirty play? No, because at the time you could go for the legs. So, it's a lot of things. It's a lot of things that's being said. I'm hoping and praying that Nick Chubb is going to be all right. I'm hoping, that, the Cleveland Browns will do the right thing by him and support him through this situation and stand by him. But it's hard to say because, like I said, the shelf life is, a 30-year-old running back in the NFL. That's your shelf life. Once you hit 30, the NFL's like they balling you up like trash and they throwing you away. You used. You ain't no good no more. You used goods. That's how the NFL look at you, as used goods. That's not okay. But, they devaluing the running back on top of what he is. He's hurt. So, in my opinion, I'm praying that Nick Chubb's career ain't over. But at the same time, it's not looking good for Nick. It's sad. It's depressing. It's just not a good look for the NFL, especially after how they devaluing the running backs. You know what I'm saying? Then Saquon Barkley just got hurt and he's out, 3 weeks. It's very sad what the NFL is doing to the running back position. They devaluing it to a point to where they kind of just pushing you out there to saying that you ain't really worth nothing. I think the NFL needs to reevaluate that because every team needs a good running game to set up the passing game, unless you Andy Reid and you see how that goes. Some weeks it looks great, but most of the time Andy needs to run the ball so they can back up, so they can suck those safeties up so he can start getting those open routes for Mahomes. Andy's philosophy is pass to run, but it doesn't always work. It doesn't always translate. What we know works and what we know that translates is run that rock, and then it'll set you up for the pass later on because that play action pass will be open. You'll get deep shots. You'll be able to hit those in cuts and those seams and those slants off that run action because those linebackers are gonna suck up. But if it doesn't happen, then what's gonna happen is teams will sit back there. They'll play those little drop routes, and those linebackers will sit down and start picking you off. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. That's why a running back is essential to the game because he pass protects, okay? He keeps the tempo of the game going. When you got to run the clock out, it's bad. Look what just happened this weekend. When it was time to run the clock out, what did Andy do? He had to drop back and pass the ball instead of handing the ball off to Pacheco and let him eat some of that clock and chew some of that game up. But we didn't do that. We sat back and we waited. And we tried to, pass to open up the run. Andy has to start running that rock, okay, if the Chiefs want to get better. The running back, we can't keep devaluing our running backs and putting them off and throwing them over to the trash like they just garbage. Because, like I said, if you go back to almost every Super Bowl winner, what did they have? They had a good running back. Go back and look. All of them had a good running back. All of them had a running back, a running game, something with a running game. They all had a running game, okay? Like I said, I don't get it. NFL, we devaluing our running backs. It's crazy. We need to do better. Like I said, I pray and hope that Nick Chubb is going to do better and get better. I really hope for him to come back. But again, like I said, guys, the shelf life of a running back, again, it is age 30. After 5 years, you're pretty much done. They're done with you. So I'm hoping that Nick Chubb can come back and he'll be better. But like I said, that injury was definitely something that was it's a serious injury. Like, can he come back? He's 27 years old. Can he really come back from that? You know what I'm saying? Can he really come back from that? It's the same kind of like Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers wants to come back, no doubt. But, he wants to come back. But again, Aaron Rodgers is, he's 39. We asking these guys to be superheroes, okay? And I get it. Sports, science, medicine helps him come back and bounce back faster, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, something good will happen. But like I said, it was an outcry for Nick Chubb, from LeBron to Lamar Jackson, Robin Griffin. It's been a lot of people, reaching out, to Nick Chubb, to show their love, So, of course, he's gonna miss the remainder of the season, no doubt. It's crazy, that's what's gonna happen. But it was crazy. He was having a great night. He had 18 attempts for 106 yards. Okay, and I thought he was gonna go for at least 150, 200 the way he was running. Okay, and I bet my boy the other day. I bet him 500. Right? I bet my boy the other day 500. I told him, I said, son, Pittsburgh gonna win this game. He thought I was joking. Pittsburgh won the game. Y'all missed it. I was salsa and everything. I counted out the money on him like Count Dracula. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 5. You heard me? All in my Count Dracula from Sesame Street voice. You heard me? I counted his money. I put it right in the pocket. Thank you, my boy. I appreciate it. But like I said, man, hopefully he can come back from this, man. It will be nice to see if the Browns stand by him or they're going to, play him out. But GTC, I'm in the building. Stand up, like, comment, subscribe. What say you? Do you think Nick Chubb going to come back? Do you think that was a targeted hit? Do you think that was a dirty play? Hit me up. Holler at your boy, man. GTC in the building.